The Bay County Probate Court, an overview. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro, and I'm going to explain the ins and outs of the Bay County Probate Court. Let's get right at it. The Bay County Probate Court is located at 1230 Washington Avenue in Bay City. As you can see, it's part of a very large municipal complex that includes the jail, the mental health division, health department, courts. Really easy to find. Plenty of parking around the building, and as you can see from the map, it's centrally located, not a difficult building to find. As with any court buildings, we always urge you to give yourself plenty of time to get there. Park, get into the building, go through security, find your way to the courtroom, and take a deep breath. We recognize that probate and trust-related matters are often really emotional, so give yourself plenty of time to enter into the building and feel comfortable. As I mentioned, you're going to need to go through security. So make sure that you've checked your pockets, your purse, before you enter the building, because it's really frustrating if you get to the building, get to security, and then have to turn around to return sharp objects to the car. The Bay County Probate Court, of course, handles probate and trust-related matters. To understand why or what brings you to the Bay County Probate Court is to understand the difference between jurisdiction and venue. Jurisdiction generally relates to the subject matter upon which you're handling your particular issue. So for example, with a bankruptcy issue, you'd go to the bankruptcy court. With a divorce issue, you go to the family division of the circuit court. And so too, with a probate and trust issue, you come to the probate court. Now with a deceased probate estate, you go to the Bay County Probate Court when the individual was domiciled in Bay County at the time of death. If they did not live in the state of Michigan but had assets in Michigan, then if they were in Bay County, you could also proceed in Bay County Probate Court. Most trust-related matters are administered outside of the probate court's supervision. Some trusts have written into the trust specific requirements that the court have supervision of its proceedings. Also, disputes involving the trust, including how the trustee is administering the affairs of the trust, interpretation of the trust, disputes among beneficiaries, or how that trust was created or formed. Those are all within the supervision and jurisdiction of the probate court when those issues arise. For guardianships, these relate to the care and well-being of an individual who's been determined to be legally incapacitated. The probate court has jurisdiction of those proceedings. The determination of whether it's in Bay County is related to the residency of that individual. And so too with conservatorships, which relate to the financial affairs of that individual. Residency dictates whether you're in Bay County or in another county. The Bay County Probate Court is really fortunate to have an experienced probate judge and Judge J.A. Miner serving on behalf of the probate bench. Judge Miner handles the entire probate docket. For many probate-related matters, you need to go down to the probate court to file things, to access information. Fortunately, Bay County, as well as many of the counties throughout Michigan, have really extensive websites that allow for you to deal with many probate-related issues from the comfort of your home in front of a computer screen. As you can see here from the link, baycounty-mi.gov is the website that links you to the Bay County Probate and Family Court. And baycountycourts.com is the website that then gives you additional information to link to information, for example, to access court forms so you can complete those forms before you go down to the probate court, as well as information about the various processes, guardianship, conservatorship, to understand it. Also, you can access the baycounty.net system here to be able to do a docket search. So for example, you can type in the name of the individual or the case name, and the docket information that shows you the various filings will reflect itself. It's a really helpful feature rather than having to drive down to the court to access this information. The most common filing fees are listed here relating to probate court. For guardianship and conservatorship estates, to commence them as well as deceased estates, the filing fee is $175. That doesn't tell the whole story. So for example, with a deceased estate, You pay the $175, you generally have to publish in the legal news, as well as you're going to need a letter of authority for $12 and an inventory fee based on the assessed value as reflected on the inventory. If you're unsure about the filing fees, contact the probate court or your probate attorney. Bay County is a really busy probate court. The state of Michigan each year does a case report summary that identifies the various filings within each court. As reflected here, in 2019, there were 217 estates that were commenced and 84 adult guardianships and 17 minor guardianships. As reflected in the lower section here, at the end of the year, there were 428 deceased estates and trusts that were still being administered by the court and 257 guardianships. So what do you glean from this? Well, what's important to note is that the court is busy, and when you go to court, you're one of many filings before the court. So it's important to be able to advocate and express to the court your particular set of circumstances. You can't just assume the court knows everything relating to your file. At the Probate Pro, we're passionate about probate and trust issues. If you have questions about the Bay County Probate Court or any probate and or trust matter, give us a call, 833-PROBATE, or reach us at theprobatepro.com.